Hello YouTube, it's William here from Gopernoper's Trains, and today we're going to be talking about and taking a look at how I repaired my Bachmann Texas 210-4 steam locomotive. This one is the Texas Chugger variant that has a chugging mechanism in the tender. When I bought mine it was broken, so I decided to fix it and I documented that procedure on film. Quick disclaimer, I'm an amateur, I do not do this sort of thing often. So you assume all responsibility for damages to your equipment based on the instructions of this video. I am only making this to show you how I got mine working. That aside, I'd also like to mention that in a couple seconds there's going to be a very crude cut to a different piece of film that jumps straight into the repair because I decided to refilm the intro. Anyways, let's take a look at how I repaired the engine and we'll run it a bit at the end. Here we go. Steam locomotive. Mine just came in the mail today. I won it in an eBay auction for the princely sum of $12, so it wasn't that bad. Now, of course, this thing has the classic split axles problem that most Bachmann steamers are plagued with. I just have mine temporarily reattached so that I can show you, hopefully, how it runs. But the main focus of this video is going to be repairing the tender's chugging mechanism. I'm going to try to make this sort of quick here, but as you can see, this the back piece of the tender right here pulls out. I've already removed it, but it just slides out like that. So this is the first time I'm doing this. And inside there's a board with a whole bunch of capacitors and stuff on there. So let's pull that out. Hold on a second. Let me get my iPhone tripod mount. Got it. Okay, sorry about the delay, guys. I'm just trying to make sure that this video is actually, watchable when I'm done with it. So I'm gonna try to stand that up like that, and then let's pull this board out. So I'm just gonna grab it and try to slide it out the back. Sorry, I know you can't see much. Alright, so it's coming. Alright, so I've caught the connector on the back here. Now this slides into like a keyhole almost on the back of the locomotive, and you can't see it right now. However, I think this front piece here is also removable. Now there was a screw in the bottom of the drawbar connector, and I've already removed that. So what I'm going to do is just see if maybe this back piece wiggles free or something. Okay, I can feel it, it's got some give. So I'm going to go ahead and try to remove this piece. I will start taking video once I've got it off, and I'll show you how I did it. Okay, so we're back. What I did not realize is that there's a screw right here. It's just a standard Phillips head, and once you've got that removed, it pulls off rather easily. I had it going before. It's just I stopped so that I could show you guys. So I'm going to try to... Okay, so it looks like the handrails here are also connected to that, so I'm just going to pull them out of the sides here. That's surprisingly long. Looks like they'll just push right back into place. Okay, so whoa, that's slippery. So here's the back piece. I'll set that aside with the front piece. I'll set that aside with the back piece. And I'll just slide this board out. Oh, that's not at all what I was expecting to see. Okay, so it looks like we have an actual speaker in here on this board. Now the speakers come loose. I am not sure what that small piece right there is for. Now looking at the board, the capacitors look to be okay. I don't see any bulging. Let me flip it over, check the leads here. I'm trying to think maybe if some of them become desoldered, or is there something missing somewhere. I'm not sure. You can see we have a Texas Instruments chip in here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to try to get it in some good light. But it is a SN76477 7840XY Singapore. That's what it says. And then we have this small supporting chip here. I'm not sure what any of that means. I'm not a computer genius. Ah, here, I see a problem. First of all, this capacitor has come off the board. One of the leads is broken. Now I'm going to try to look around and see if we've got any others that are also doing that. These resistors are held in place well. Alright, so the only real problem I see is that the one capacitor has a loose lead. Oh, this board says cater on the back, so if anybody knows what that means. Oh, and this speaker here, it's got a label. Can't really read that. But what I'm gonna do is I'll go ahead and reinsert that capacitor lead. I think it's supposed to actually stand up here or something, but I'm not sure. But that capacitor lead is busted, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to fix that. So I'll bring it back once that happens. Okay, so I don't really have any fancy soldering equipment, and my soldering iron is actually half incapacitated right now because I lost the tip somewhere, and I have not been able to find it. So what I'm gonna have to do is just use the soldering iron as it is, and using my solder, I will just have to try to reattach it as it is. Okay, so I found the solder, and now I'm ready to go ahead and put a little bit right over that capacitor lead. So I'm just going to go ahead and touch that to the board, and there we go. So now that I've got that soldered, I'm going to go ahead and check it. Good, we've got a nice solid connection. However, I don't know if that's actually a problem or not, but it looks like there's a bit of solder between those two, I don't know what to call it, leads on the base of the circuit board there. So I don't know if that's going to be a problem or not. If it is, I will try to insulate that with a small cut. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and test this, and I will show you the results. Okay, so what happened is I tested it the first time and it didn't work, so I went back and I scored a line in that solder blob so that it wasn't making cross contact. So let's go ahead and test it now. I've got a power pack here. All I'm going to do is, it's on full speed, I'm just going to go ahead and touch these two wire leads to the contact here. Let's see what happens. Awesome, looks like it works now. So I was able to fix that now. Sounds interesting. I've never heard anything like it. Now I'm going to go ahead and, this may seem a little weird to some people, but I'm going to smell the board to make sure that there's no like overheating or anything going on. Seems alright. So let's go ahead and test this on full speed now. I'm going to see if the chuff speeds up. Just a little bit. Let's turn it down some. Not really. Let's go all the way to lowest setting. Not making much noise. Let's turn it up a bit. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall this. Basically the flip side of what it was like to install. So I'm gonna go ahead, put it back together, and if it works, we'll head over to the layout and take a look. So there you have it. The tender is fully reassembled and ready to go. I've got the bottom cover of the engine reattached, and let's go over to the layout and check out how this thing runs now. So here we are, we're over at the layout now with the recently repaired Texas Chugger. Now mine does not run very well, and of course the motor in this thing is god-awful noisy. However, the chugging mechanism is now working. Behind the engine I have some Riverossi New York Central passenger cars, which I will get to talk about in a future video. But anyways, for now, let's go ahead and roll it out. I just found out as I was running this thing that the engine has an operating smoke unit. I can certainly smell it. I don't know if you can see it, but there are small plumes of smoke coming out of the engine. Now, as you can very obviously tell, the chuffs are not at all synchronized to the driving wheels. However, it does work. So, the repair worked. I'm actually rather happy with it for what it is. Again, I only paid about $12 for it. And what are my final thoughts on the engine? Well, I had a lot of fun fixing this thing up. I think it certainly looks cool. Of course, the motor is a bit of a disadvantage. I'm pretty sure this one has the pancake, but it could have the can motor. I'm not sure. Either way, it's very noisy. The smoke unit is working in this thing, although it is a little weak. I don't know if you could actually see it in the video. The chugging, I think it's cool. I know there are others who would shun such a thing because it is not prototypical. But you could always just unplug the connector just a little bit and then run it without the chugging. But granted, the motor would provide its own sound for you. But for what I paid for it, I don't think I could possibly go wrong with such an engine. I think it is very cool and a very fun piece to own. I would like to thank you guys for watching and sticking with me so far. I had a lot of fun repairing this engine. I hope you had as much fun watching the video as I did fixing it. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.